The Family Chantel. Let's get into it. So I skipped episodes. Well, I didn't skip it. I did watch it, episodes 2 and 3. However, I didn't make a dedicated recap on it because not much happened. But if I had to sum it up in one sentence for each episode, I would say that in episode 2, Chantel sold Pedro's favorite gaming chair. Remember I told you guys about how he was trying to get his gaming chair back? So she sold it to the highest bidder for $1. And in episode 3, Pedro was set up on a blind date by his sister with basically Chantel's lookalike. Now, this week's episode was pretty juicy. So the ladies, or the Everett ladies, Chantel, wait, that is their last name, right? I think so. So Chantel, Winter, and Miss Karen are in New York for Winter's photo shoot. And can I just say, Winter is so beautiful. She's glowing, she's thriving, and she's living her best life. And it's heartwarming because I remember meeting her on the first season where she was super insecure and timid, and she was in that horrible relationship. And I remember her talking about how she felt like the ugly duckling living in her sister's shadow because Chantel is so beautiful. And look at her now. I love the confidence. Now, back in the Dominican Republic, Scott came. Remember Scott from Love in Paradise? Yeah, he's back. And basically they hung out, Lydia and Scott. She decided that she was going to give him another chance because he was like, I'm coming with an open heart. Oh my God, I'm so sorry that I dumped you for my much younger ex-girlfriend. But I have the best intention this time. Whatever, nobody believes you, Scott. So anyway, they hung out. It's the morning after, and Lydia does her walk of shame into her house where her 2 children are waiting for her. So she walks in and they're like, where were you, Madre? And she's like, I was with Scott. So you spent the night with Scott? Ay, Dios míos, I slept on the couch. Oh, sure, you liar. Pedro has a headache. He can't believe the way his madre is acting right now. He doesn't recognize her. Why is she acting like a silly little teenager who fell in love for the very first time? He feels like he has to parent her right now. Now, Nicole already met Scott in the season of Love in Paradise, and she does not like him because he doesn't provide any gifts. She even said her father may be a POS, but at least he brought gifts. And I don't know if you guys remember, but in the season of Love in Paradise, I'm going to probably reference that a lot. Scott gave Lydia a purse as a present, and then Nicole and Lydia, in front of him, opened up the purse to see if there was any cash in it, and then told him, in their culture, you're supposed to put cash if you're giving like a wallet or a purse. And so he wasn't too happy about that. Lydia begs Satan Spawns to give him a chance because he's here with an open heart. He's so genuine and so sincere. She basically tells him, I don't give a fork what you say right now. I am going to give him another chance to prove that he's changed. Quick reminder, Scott dumped Lydia when his much younger girlfriend came to visit the Dominican Republic at the same time he was with Lydia, only to be dumped by her the very next day. So Satan Spawns are not happy with their mother's decision. Pedro wants to meet Scott for himself. Now back in New York again, Chantel set up on a blind date by her friend. And this is her first date in 10 years. Can you imagine going on a first date in 10 years? Oh my God. I'd be so freaking nervous. I mean, I haven't gone on a date in, oh God, let me go. I'm almost getting there in 6 years. And I just do not even want to, I don't. When I get lonely, like once I start to feel lonely, I will put myself out there. I'll at least try. But right now I'm content. So I'm just going to stay in my little corner and, be by myself. So anyway, Chantel's super nervous. She wears this cute little dress and these cute little new heels. And she goes to meet him. By the way, his name is Scott too. So she goes to meet him at a place he chose. And it's at a pool bar where you shoot pool and drink, I guess. Okay, y'all can call me Judgy McJudgerson. I don't really freaking care. But as soon as I saw him, it was an immediate no. I noticed right away that the top half of his button-down shirt was unbuttoned. Why was that a choice? I could almost see his belly button. Like, why did he wake up and choose violence that day? So I saw that and I was like, no. I knew right then that this was bad. So they go inside and they start polishing their sticks, their pool sticks or whatever those things are called. And he walks behind her and he notices her shoe and he goes, yo, those are some sick heels. No. No, 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 no. No. So Chantel's like, oh, you like my shoes? I've never had a guy compliment me on my shoes. And he goes, yeah, I went to FIT, so I love fashion. Another no. No, 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 no. His vibe is just so off. I can't explain it. He looks like he'd rather be anywhere else. There's no romance. There's no spark. There's no flirting. There's no vibes. He's not even interesting to listen to.
So you really want to undress somebody's soul before you undress their clothes?
So she asks him, have you ever been married? Do you have kids? And he goes, oh no, I'm pretty much married to my job. So it's job, gym, job, gym, job, gym. No. No, 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 no. Immediate no. I also noticed that he didn't ask her anything about herself. He had no questions. She really had to drive the conversation. It was like pulling teeth. He wasn't giving her anything. He was just answering her questions and then waiting for her to ask the next one. Chantel is not into it. Thank God. The girl has standards. I don't know if he was super nervous in front of the cameras and all the producers, but it was so rough to watch. But again, Chantel was polite. Their date ended. They said their goodbyes. Now back again in the DR, Satan and her spawns are going to meet Scott. Okay, we need a nickname for Scott. I can't really think of anything. I don't want to nickname him anything that has to do with his looks. The only nickname I can think of for him is loser. So they all meet up and Scott's trying to act all nice. He puts on that nice guy persona and Pedro's just not having it. Scott goes, okay, I'm here with my best intentions. I really care about your mom. Let me just tell you a little bit about myself. I was born in Brooklyn. I moved to Florida when I was this age. And then my parents did this and then I did that. And then, he tells his life story, they give a fork, but they don't. And then he talks about his ex-girlfriend and how she was at the same hotel as he and Lydia were at and how he ended up choosing her, but then she was only using him for his money. And then Nicole yells at him and says, yeah, so you had sex with her at the same hotel that my mom was at. And he denies it. He's like, no, we did not have sex. I swear on my children's life that we did not have sex. By the way, don't swear on your children's life for anything. Nicole doesn't believe him. Pedro doesn't believe him. But you know what? I believe him. I don't think his ex wanted his dingling anywhere near her because she got there. I remember they were making out. It was passionate. And then the next day she got the ick. She was so distraught that she couldn't wait to get the fork out of there. She was just so grossed out by him. And she was crying and then she left him. So Lydia's like, see, they didn't have sex, so we're good. And Nicole and Pedro are like, oh my God, there's no way you believe him, Mom. Just stop. And Nicole just goes off. And she is unscrewing her water bottle. And I don't know if Pedro saw it from the corner of his eye, but as he was getting up and right as she was about to throw her water at Scott, Pedro grabs her arm real quick and then the water ends up spilling all over Lydia's face. Now, in the car ride back home, Lydia admits that she and Scott banged. And so Pedro and Nicole are like, oh, hell no. Here we go. No, Mom. No, he's using you and he's going to hurt you. He's not a good man. And Lydia doesn't hear it. She doesn't see it. She doesn't hear it. She's completely digmatized. So the next day, Pedro and Nicole have one of their friends spy on Scott at the hotel he's staying at. And the friend caught him flirting with a bunch of different women at the pool, so he video recorded it and then sent it to Nicole and Pedro. Now, Pedro sees this. He's livid. So he invites Scott over to his gym. Now, Scott thinks that they're just working out. They're going to be buddies and he's going to, win Pedro over. Scott gets there with a positive attitude while Pedro is punching and kicking that punching bag. And he goes, hey, Pedro, so we're working out together? And he's like, yeah, sure. So then Scott gets down on the floor and starts doing his Pilates. And then he quickly notices that Pedro's not here to become friends. And he tells Scott, liars get clapped. And Scott, you're a liar. And then Scott starts getting really defensive and he starts getting into Pedro's face. And then Pedro's like, get out of my face. And then for some reason, Scott just shoves Pedro.
Don't get my foot like that, man. No,
oh. And then they break out into a physical fight. They get all physical. Their hands are on each other. One's up on the leg. The other one's up on the leg. And there's one man on each person and they're pulling them off of each other. And Scott is pissed. Like Pedro was pissed also, but Scott was on another level. Like he was possessed. He was like an animal. He like had rabies or something. He was foaming at the mouth. His eyes were about to pop out of his socket. And he was just like, "You're nothing." And he like shaking, his face is red. He's like, "You're a pussy. I'll freaking F you up, mother ever." Like, oh my God, you guys, he was unhinged. And then like 2 minutes later, things are a lot more calm and he tells Pedro, "Listen, man, I have the best intentions with your mom. Like I care about her. I just want to get to know her." Freaking liar, Scott. Oh my God, Scott is so gross. He's so cringy. He's so desperate. Oh God, it is so embarrassing. Pedro pulls out his phone and shows Scott the video that his friend secretly recorded of him flirting on other women. And he was like, "Oh my God, you're getting it all wrong. I was just making new friends." And Pedro's like, "Dude, I don't really care. I don't believe you. Just get out of here. Go back to your country." Now Scott is mad again because Pedro is not buying what he's selling. And then he says something so disgusting, but like, am I surprised? No, he would totally say something like this. He tells the camera, he looks straight into the camera, okay? And he says, "You know what? Out of spite,
I'll have sex with her mother as much as I want. They're gonna know about it too."
Ew, who the freak says that? Oh, you know who says things like that? Creepy losers. All right, Scott is a creepy ass loser. And that's that on that. And that's all I have for today, y'all. That's what happened. This is the end of the episode recap. Let me know all your thoughts in the comments. And I will talk to you guys in the next one. Bye.